Dennis Wilson just stunned me, and I wanted to be like him. And you can't be the local Casanova, even though you want to be. And we all aspire to be that. We can't be as good as that. And just the zest for life, and ultimately, the whole theme of the early Beach Boys to me comes from Dennis, and so that's it.
Hi, I'm Mike Angeloff, and I'm a Southern California native, recording artist, and surfer. And I have been in awe of Dennis my whole life. He was who you wanted to be when you were growing up in Southern California. You wished you could surf like Dennis. You wished you could play like Dennis. You wished you could have Dennis's throwaway girlfriends.
I ran into, not to drop names, but I ran into Elvis Costello recently, and he said he was the sexiest, hottest rock star, ever. He thought he was the greatest rock star that ever lived.
I had a crush on him. He was my uncle, but I had a crush on him. I really did. He was the sexiest man ever. And I was 6 years old, and I thought he was sexy. And he was. And when he would see me, he used to get down on his knee and kiss my hand. And it was very sweet.
I met Dennis, first of all, in 1965 at Gazzari's, introduced to me by Pat Vegas, who I was working for at the time, Pat and Lolly Vegas. Dennis walks in with about 5 or 6 chicks. Pat introduces me to him. Great guy, sat in. I saw him 6 months later at the Anaheim Convention Center, where Pat, Lolly, and I opened for them, the Beach Boys, that is. And all I could really hear was screams. We went on for about a half hour, then they went on for their 2-hour set. Brian was there, and they had all Corvettes waiting for him outside. I could see it, because I was sitting in the nosebleed section after we finished our set. But Dennis was always very kind to me, fine drummer, and a real asset to the band.
First time I met Dennis Wilson, 1971, I think, in England. No, wait, was it England or Holland? It was in England. Royal Festival Hall, the Beach Boys. Only met him, glad to meet you, Dennis. Loved your music type thing. Our band America had just started. And we then went over and did work in Holland, in Amsterdam, and the boys were over there making Holland. And we got to know him better then, more casual, a little more partying and the usual rock and roll thing. We were very young, 18, 19, 20 years old.
Hi, I'm Tristan Bowden, and I'm the drummer with the band Chicago, and have been the drummer with the band Chicago for about the past 16 years. But I want to talk about Dennis Wilson. Years ago, in the early 70s, I was playing with a band called Honk. We were so honored to actually be asked to open for the Beach Boys for a tour. And I got to know Dennis a little bit, but more than that, I got to watch and observe and absorb what Dennis would do on stage every night. And I have yet to encounter a drummer that played with more heart. That man played with such intent and heart.